Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a big collective favorites video. We have beauty, we have wellness, we have skincare. There's a little bit of everything. I'm not going to go in any particular order. I will say that I have been spending a lot of money on this kind of stuff lately. So anything you see in this video is truly the creme de la creme of everything I've been foolishly adding to cart every chance that I get. Listen, I took like 2 years off of pretty much anything. Self-care, glowy, just not really in my living my best self bag for a while. So I have made up for lost time, to say the very least. And in fact, I would consider everything I talk about today like glow up essentials. They're things that are definitely helping me kind of find myself again, if you will. So let's just dive right in. I think, but I'm not sure, I have mentioned to you guys the Skinny Confidential Ice Roller before. This thing has a cult following for a reason. It is truly the Rolls Royce of ice rollers. Wow, that was hard to get out. It's just the best. I bought tons of them, really inexpensive ones. I have lots of kind of cold therapy modalities in my stash, and this is the best. If you don't know, the Skinny Confidential is a podcast run by Lauren and Michael Bostic. Lauren has created what she calls not even a lifestyle brand, it's like a habit focused brand. Things you're supposed to implement into your daily life to help you build good wellness routines. And the ice roller has been a part of mine for a long time, but recently I picked up her dry brush. Doesn't it look like a Barbie hairbrush? It's so cute. This is the best dry brush I've ever used. I've tried tons of them, and typically I cannot stick with the habit because the dry brushes, they kind of are just like little circles like this that have a handle, and I never remember to use it. But because this has, first of all, a long handle, which makes it really easy to use all over your body, it also has this little string that I can hang from a hook in my shower. So every time I get in the shower, I see this thing, and therefore I remember to use it. I like to dry brush when I'm about to tan. I can't use it all the time because it will exfoliate my tan right off, but I also like to use it before or after doing the sauna. And what I also really like about this one, outside of the design of it being all aesthetic and Barbie-like, and you know, the long handle and the little string or whatever, I like the bristles. I've gotten like almost cuts from dry brushes in the past because they were too sharp or stiff or just uncomfortable, which really didn't lead to me wanting to remember to dry brush often, to be frank with you. This is the perfect one. It's the best one I've ever used. Same thing, like I said, best ice roller, best dry brush. Just thought I'd share. Let's just keep going with the habit stuff. This is the journal from The Head Plan and Roxy Nafousi. I apologize if I'm not saying that correctly. I am super in to Roxy Nafousi right now. She's a manifestation teacher, and I just want you guys to like take this journey with me really quick about manifestation. I am not someone who has ever considered manifestation gimmicky because I never thought of it as like, I will think about it and then I will have it. I looked at manifestation as a way of basically reprogramming your brain to accept that you can achieve the things that you want to achieve, and that if you believe you can achieve them, they are 100,000 million times % more likely to come to fruition. There's actually a lot of neurological science behind this, and from a spiritual perspective, I don't really like, and everyone's different here, but I don't really like saying the universe. For me, I say God, and manifesting is just prayer to me. So the vocabulary words in me don't always jive, and the way that I do it is not necessarily always the same way that other people might manifest. But I do feel like Roxy Nafousi's entire approach to it is something pretty in line with me, and I can get behind it. In fact, me and my husband have started a weekly Sunday manifestation practice, and we've been using her books to do it. And I picked up the journal. This is the best looking like kind of guided journal I have ever seen. It's just aesthetically super beautiful. But what I like about this one is it has parts in it where you do different exercises to kind of help you get started on your manifestation journey. And it also has you sign a contract with yourself. And something about signing that contract in this journal has made me so much more likely to make sure I pick it up every day. I still haven't been perfect. Like there's about 3 or 4 days in here that I didn't get around to it, but that kind of little bit of accountability that this journal kind of put upon me just by virtue of starting to use it has been incredibly helpful. It kind of makes me want to write little contracts for myself in all areas of habit building that I would like to improve on. But I do really like this. Essentially, from the daily perspective of it, you're going to start off every morning doing some certain exercises, and at the end of the day, this is the positivity journal, you're supposed to just sit down and write down every single solitary good thing that happened that day. It could be as little as, like, me and my family were coming back from a walk one day and somebody had planted some flowers on the side of a hill in the shape of a smiley face, and I thought it was so cute, and it went in my journal that day. So anything, literally the smallest things you can think of that made you happy, made you smile, that you were grateful for, whatever you want to call it, goes in the journal at the end of the day. And the idea is you do this for 12 weeks. So I'll let you know at the end of the 12 weeks if I feel like I've become a new person, but I do like that the way this is set up, it has kind of like programmed me to commit to filling it out because I signed a contract. I don't know. I'm weird about that kind of stuff. Really like it. I picked this up at Target the other day. This is the Solitaire Golden Hour Oil Infused Nourishing Body Wash. I have another one of the Solitaire body washes. It's the Santal. It's one in the nude bottle. I didn't really love it. I didn't feel like the smell was as good as I was hoping it would be. I didn't feel like it was particularly hydrating on my body. I think it's still in my shower completely darn near full, to be honest with you. Darn near. Wow. This is a little different. It's like an oil. I love the smell of it. It smells like a tanning oil that my mom used to use in the 90s. She'd be out there on the trampoline, and if she wasn't using baby oil and iodine, it was this one tanning oil. It was in a brown bottle. I can see it in my mind's eye. This just instantly took me back to my mom, and I think that could potentially be what got me to buy it in the first place. But this is a lot more hydrating, in my opinion, than the original Solitaire formula. And I kind of use two different body washes every time I take a shower. I use the Dr. Bronner's peppermint one first. That one's like to actually clean. And then I go on with something that's moisturizing and that smells nice. I'm ridiculous, I know, but this is my current favorite. It smells so great. It was the only one in the store, so it might be hard to find, but if you can find it, I do recommend it. This is from Danessa Myricks. It is the Moisture Repair Balm Serum. I don't know, frankly, if this is intended to be like practical skincare, something that you're supposed to implement into your daily or nightly routine. I don't know. I bought this specifically as a primer, and it might be the best hydrating makeup primer I've ever used. I was trying to just get my needs met with moisturizers, but I found they weren't really giving me what I need. My skin's gotten dry. I don't know what it is, man. The other day I had a little bit of oil breakthrough on my forehead and I was like, oh, it's coming back. But other than that, I have been dry, and this wears so well under makeup. I'm trying to tell you what, it doesn't break apart your makeup. It doesn't get greasy. It doesn't break me out. It is completely unscented. It just makes your skin look and feel super supple and hydrated. And like I said, makeup just lays beautifully on top of it. And no matter how much makeup I put on, we're talking foundation, color corrector, concealer, powder, baking powder, brightening powder, it doesn't matter. My skin just will not get cakey or thick looking when this is underneath all of my makeup. Like I said, I bought a lot of stuff, mostly makeup, to be fair, tons and tons of makeup, and I'm only telling you guys the best. This is one of the best things I've tried. So I have bought a lot of new eyeshadow palettes, and the one that I can honestly say, this is not news to people who have been in the beauty community for a long time, this is not a hot take, but the one that I've been using the most, and I genuinely think the most people on planet Earth could use and get tons of use out of and be happy with, and borderline only own this and still be happy with their makeup game, would be the Master Mattes palette. I use it every time I do my eyeshadow, even if I am determined to use, like let's say I pull out the Natasha Denona Glam palette, I'm still gonna have this one sitting on the side just in case, because I know there's a transition color, a deepening color, a brow bone highlight. There will be something in here that will bump up any look that I use. So in terms of eyeshadow palettes, if you guys have not picked this up, if you're wondering if it's a hype thing, if it's something that is kind of, because to be fair, it does look a little boring. Maybe you think this is boring. It's not. You will use it a ton. And while I have you, I feel like this feels borderline sacrilegious to me because I am a Makeup by Mario simp. This isn't even the only Makeup by Morio product we're talking about today. But I, of course, when I saw this was coming out, this is the neutral palette that he just launched, I just knew I had to pick it up, and I just knew I was gonna love it. You guys, I don't think I like this. I don't think I like this at all. But it's not an indictment on the formula. It's not an indictment on the color story or anything along those lines. I just think I was not a good candidate for this. I don't like cool tones. I don't care if it's about to be a trend. I couldn't care less. I don't like silver. It's not. Watch me say all this and then a year from now, I'm gonna be like, I'm in my cool tone era. I can just tell you right now, this is not for me. I've tried to use it a few times. I even tried to use it today. I'm not currently wearing it. I ended up washing off the look I was trying to create. This just turned so gray on me. Every single color, it doesn't matter, it looks gray, just a varying degree of it. And I think if you have truly cool toned skin, or I don't know, if you got the patience or just really vibe with that color, then I think you'll be in good shape. But I wish I hadn't bought this. I'm just trying to keep it $1.50 with you. If you're trying to decide which one to get, I think you can't go wrong with the original. Unless, of course, you are a true blue, balls to the wall, no apologies, red-blooded American, cool tone girly. I don't know, man. What does everyone think about this? I haven't watched any reviews. I haven't watched any tutorials. I don't know how everyone feels about this. I know that I do not like it. This is my second order of this. My third order is on the way. This is the Armra Colostrum. I'm sure you guys have been inundated, much the way I was, by this product before I bought it. I felt like I couldn't swing a tit in any direction without some ad on some platform somewhere coming for Miss Whitney Hedrick, and they got me. Okay, I took the bait. I bit. I do like this. I'm not gonna lie. I think you're gonna need to take it for a little while to truly see the benefits of it. Like, I can tell you off the rip, one of the better benefits I saw from this is my immune system. I mean, that's what it says, immune revival. My whole family caught something about 3 weeks ago. I didn't get it. I swear it's this. I'm the only one in my house who takes this. Also, I do think it's helping with, I can see it in my eyebrows the most. Like, my eyebrows are filling in and getting a lot longer and thicker. Not normally my story at all. I'm kind of like barely there brows for the most part. I wish I could say the hair on my head was growing, but I think I'm actually starting to hit the postpartum hair loss stage. So I don't know if this is going to save me from that, but I do feel like it's helping in terms of, energy, immune support. I imagine there is some benefit going on with hair, skin, and nails because I can see it in my eyebrows, but not a whole lot of other places. I'm going to keep taking it, I think is kind of the long and short of it. I don't want to get into everything that this claims to do or how it says it works or whatever. You're gonna have to Google it. But if you've been targeted the way I was and you're wondering if it's worth it, I actually do think this is worth it. Personally, I'm a supplement girly though. I love supplements. I love trying new ones. So keep that in mind as well. Tried tons of them. Not all of them I bring to the channel. This is the Is Clinical Active Peel System. I don't know if I have talked to you guys about this, but I've been using this product off and on for 2 years, I think. I know everyone loves those Dr. Dennis Gross Dr. Dennis Gross pads. That's like the cult classic everyone's obsessed with. I would highly suggest trying this. If you are someone who likes a little peel in your routine, you don't want to use this every day, obviously. I think I use this 2, maybe 3 times a week. I have a whole routine. I like to put this on, do the peel, then do my red light mask, then do a sheet mask. It's like a whole little routine I have. But I'm trying to tell you something. Every time I use this, without fail, I could set my watch to it. If I was a betting woman, I'd be raking it in. I don't know. I don't bet, so I don't know how to, I have no frame of reference for how to make this analogy work. Use this the next day, you're gonna have glass skin. It's gonna be glowy and tight and just smooth and poreless, and it's a really good product. It is the best exfoliating, home exfoliating product outside of like a retinol or a tretinoin, whatever, that I've ever used. I will never, ever be without these. In fact, right after I had my baby and I got the clear to just use whatever, you better believe I ordered these. I get all my medical grade skincare from skintruth.com. I used to have a code. I don't know if I do anymore, but I will figure it out for you guys. That's where I got this. It's where I always get Is Clinical, and I have a few more skincare items I ordered from them we'll talk about in a minute. But this, I'm trying to tell you, if you are a skincare girly and you get nothing else I talk about today skincare wise, try this. I'm trying to tell you what. Along with all the makeup I've been buying, I basically redid my entire brush collection. I like pretty much everything I've bought as far as my new brushes are concerned. concerned, I'm trying to figure out a way to maybe do a video for you guys about brushes that could be helpful, because some of my most popular videos here on YouTube are brush related. I think I have a little way of explaining them to you, but I'm not going to try to talk you into buying every single brush I've bought recently, because I could probably succeed in doing that. They're so good, all the brushes I've chosen. But I do want to tell you about a few that if you're just trying to get a couple of new ones that I think are going to up your game, it's gonna be these. The first is the Angie Hot and Flashy A506. Every time I use this on camera, you guys are like, what is that concealer brush? It's this. Best concealer brush you're ever going to use in your life. It's from BK Beauty. They do sell these individually. I bought Angie and BK Beauty's collab, the whole thing. All the brushes are spectacular. But again, I'm just trying to tell you kind of the standouts. This brush will change your concealer game, I promise. Check it out. Next two are from the Nikki La Rose and BK Beauty collab. All of the brushes in that collection were divine. Certainly not limited to the foundation brush, but I've talked about that so many times I thought I'd highlight a couple other ones. This is the Nikki La Rose and BK Beauty N13 brush. If you have hooded eyes, or if you have difficulty with eyeshadow placement, you feel like your colors don't go exactly where you want them to go, and you end up kind of like a muddy, undefined look at the end of your makeup application, then you want this brush. It is extremely tapered yet fluffy but stiff, so it makes going in for a precise application where you want it incredibly easy. There's not a single eye shape or eyeshadow look on planet Earth that I think this brush would not benefit greatly. It is that good. The next one is the BK Beauty and Nikki La Rose N14 brush. This is a jack of all trades brush. You can do literally whatever you want with it. I think I do something different with it every time I do my makeup, and I do use it every time. Sometimes I use it for highlighter. Sometimes I use it for under eye powder. I have used it to blend out like an entire eyeshadow look before. I've used it to apply powder to my brow area. I've used it to spot powder. I've used it for contour. You can do so many things with this brush, which is why I'm recommending it to you as it pertains to like a single brush selection you could make, because there's an infinite amount of ways to use it, which is always a great thing to look for when you're buying new makeup brushes. I love this one. But another super great another great multi-use brush is the Morphe. I can never read these stupid numbers. I think it's the V109 or V108. I'll link it down below. This is very versatile as well. It's great for under eye setting. It's great for blush. It's great for contour. You can use it for bronzer. You can do pretty much everything with this brush as well. It is a little bit bigger than the Nikki La Rose one, so this one's great for, I think, a few more things. Like I said, you could do your eyeshadow with this if you really believe. If you really believe, you can do it. This, I think, is like a great all over face brush. Again, you will not run out of ways to use it, and it's good for cream and powder. These four are probably, I mean, like I told you, I had to really get in here and narrow stuff down to make this video worth watching at all, but these are the best. Going back to body care, this is the Naturium Glow Getter Multi-Oil Body Butter. I do not have a lot of experience with Naturium's body line. I do have the body wash version of this, which is like an oil body wash, similar to what I like about this. I love a nice shower oil because, as I said before, it's like I do a cleansing pass with something that's really going to get me squeaky clean, and then I want to put some hydration back on my body. So again, I've used the body oil, shower oil, whatever version of this, but all their like salicylic, I saw they have a mandelic acid body wash. I haven't tried any of those, and I haven't tried any of their body butters, moisturizers yet until now, and I am converted. This is one of the best body moisturizers I've ever used, and I have been the type of person to spend stupid money on body lotion. Like I have spent, I think the most expensive one I ever had was a $85 body oil. Not afraid to do it. And I've recently gotten a little more into drugstore. Like I love Eucerin body butter or body lotion, the extremely dry formula. I love that as well. But out of everything I've ever tried on the market for body care and body hydration, this might be top 3. It's so good. In fact, the combination of these two together, oh, don't even get me started if I dry brush first and then use this and get out of the shower and put this on. Like I am a glowing, smooth, soft, just supple little angel baby. It's incredible. The only downside to this, if I have to be nitpicky, is there is like no smell, which might be a pro or a con depending on who you ask. I wish they'd come out with maybe some like limited edition seasonal versions of this. Maybe like a summer one, something kind of, you know, vanilla-y for the winter and the fall. I would love that, but outside of the scent issue, which is, again, probably a non-issue for some people, this is incredible. So some of you guys, if you've been following me on Instagram, know that in February, yeah, I got a CO2 peel, which basically means I fried my face off. All of it. I have brand new skin. Loved the treatment, loved the result, and I have a whole video coming talking about the pros, cons, the healing process, the products I use, all that good stuff. So I've been in a very skincare oriented mind frame lately, and this doesn't even touch the surface of all the skincare I have been trying. But these are some things that for the, I don't know, maybe a month or so I've been using them, I've noticed drastic and immediate results. The first one is the Colostrum Eye Contour Lifting Cream. Y'all, I'm 38. I turned 38 in February. I cannot believe I'm going to be 40 soon. It is banana sandwich to me. Up until recently, honestly, some people don't believe me when I say this, but I've not had any fine lines. No fine lines, nothing. And then something happened when I was pregnant. I believe it was basically a year of not using active ingredients did it to me, but I'm starting to see them. I'm starting to see where it's like, okay, it's go time. This is happening now. I've been aggressive in my pursuit of trying to mitigate this as much as I can. Don't come for me. I know some people are like, aging is a blessing. It is, obviously. Hello. I thought I had cancer last year and was going to die. I understand how privileged one is to age, but I don't want to see it in the mirror. I just don't. I mean, judge me if you want. So I am trying a lot of things to try to keep my skin looking as youthful for as long as humanly possible. And like most people, one of the first places I started to notice this kind of change happening was around my eyes. So I bought a few eye creams, and the one I'm really loving is the Eye Contour Colostrum, the Colostrum Professional Eye Contour Lifting Cream. Like I said, this, I'm telling you, within like 3 days, maybe sooner. I couldn't tell you, but I just remember being like, I can never be without this. I use this one during the day. At night, I use a different one, but it is just impressive. It tightens up your eyes so much. Like, my eyes naturally get puffy. They just have an inclination for that. But it's not that it like removed my hooded eyes by any stretch of the imagination, but it just made all the skin around my eyes look so much tighter and more youthful. And the under eye area itself is so hydrated, and the fine lines like under here seem to have kind of been minimized. I don't know what sorcery is in this. Actually, I do. It's Colostrum. It's their stem cell or exomes, whatever, their whole technology. I have several Colostrum products. They were heavily relied on during my CO2 recovery period, but this is great. I will leave it down below. Again, got mine from Skin Truth. If I have a code, I'll let you know. Either way, pick this up. I'll find a code for you somewhere. But if you're in the same boat with me, you're trying to tighten up your eyes, you want this. Next, speaking of skin tightening, there are two areas of skincare that I can take it or leave it in terms of like really just investing a lot into it. First is cleansers, because I feel like as long as it gets everything off, I'm good. I don't care how many active ingredients you put in it. I just need everything off my skin. It's only going to be on there for a couple of seconds anyway. I'm not persnickety. And I'm the same way with moisturizers. All I care about is like, just hydrate my skin. Just hold everything in, give me some moisture. And right now, with my skin being as dry as it is, it's been a bit of a challenge finding something that does anything for my skin. This, which is the SkinCeuticals Triple Lipid Restore, it has ceramides, cholesterol, and fatty acids. This not only hydrates my skin, but I swear for God, this tightens your skin. My skin looked younger the next day. I will never be without this again. I've never had a moisturizer do anything to my skin. Some of them are better than others. Some of them might break me out. Some of them might be less hydrating or more hydrating, but no face cream has ever changed anything about my skin. I don't know what is in here that's doing it, but any little bit of fine lines or just like even just the way my skin looks like it sits on my skull looks different now that I use this. It is so good. This is the 24K beef bone broth from Chroma. Took me a second to remember. Chroma. This company I have been checking out and low-key stalking since, I don't remember. I heard them on the Skinny Confidential, incidentally. If you can't tell, I am a fangirl. But they sell these things called resets where basically, or they're just kind of like fasts. I am not prepared to do anything that intense right now, but they do sell bone broth and matcha and turmeric lattes and all kinds of stuff. And I've been wanting to integrate bone broth into my daily routine for a number of reasons. One of them is the protein and the collagen you can get from them. I've even made my own bone broth before. I was not good at it. It was just greasy and fatty and disgusting, frankly. I've also bought, like, I know Fire and Kettle makes pretty good bone broth, but you really have to church it up to get it to taste good. Collagen, not just for my skin, it's for my joints, frankly. I'm gonna have a toddler soon. My baby just turned 9 months. Like, I'm gonna blink and this kid's gonna be running. I need these knees and these joints to be firing. Like, I'm gonna have to get ready for toddlerhood. I have not had a toddler in a long time. My daughter just turned 18, but I do remember what that's like. So essentially, this is not only because I want the beauty boosting benefits. I think it's just a great healthy habit to have. I like to have it in the morning after my coffee. I'm trying to switch to matcha, but I'm such a robot now with coffee. I don't even remember to make the matcha. Just like aim straight for the Keurig every morning. It's typically the first thing I have after my caffeine. One more thing I have, and then I'll drink this. I feel like it just kind of starts my digestion off really well, and it's really soothing and nourishing. I like the way it tastes, and again, it's all those other kind of benefits. Plus, it tides me over for a long time. I can literally have a good mug. My mug is like comically funny. It's like that. Did you guys ever see that Benito Skinner skit where he was making fun of Kourtney Kardashian? He was drinking out of a mug that looked like a witch's cauldron. My mug is literally that big that I drink my bone broth out of. I love this stuff. It tastes really good out the gate. It's pricey. It's like $6 a serving to have this, but I'm in it to win it, man. I love this. You know, if you're bone broth curious, this is a good place to start. And they do sell little sachets, little packets of it that would be great for travel. So I'm into this. This is the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. I have tried, 5 or 6 new concealers over the past few months, all the new ones that came out, all the rants and the raves, and I like all of them. I've not had one that I've truly been just disappointed in. And I thought before I got my hands on this one that it couldn't get any better than what I had been using until I got this, and this is the clear winner. This is the front runner. This is not only the best concealer I am currently using, it is arguably the best concealer I've ever used in my life. I love everything about it, down to the packaging. This is so beautiful. Like, it looks like it should be like a perfume bottle or something. I love it. It is hydrating. It is extremely pigmented in terms of like it being full coverage, but it's thin. It just glides on like a friggin' dream. And suddenly you look well rested and like you don't have an 8-9 month old running you ragged all the time. It's the best. It lays beautifully under the eyes. You can use it to spot conceal. You can use it to highlight. I cannot see a person who would use this that wouldn't like it. The only thing I could figure is if you don't like a lot of coverage. If you're a sheer coverage girly, you will not like this. It lays so incredibly well. I feel like even the color for like the colors that she went with, the undertones that she has are just, I'm trying to tell you what, let me just stop. This is N1 and N9. I tend to mix them together. I'm wearing it today. I love this stuff. You have to pry it out of my cold, dead, reanimated, flesh-eating hands. Like, I love it so much. I do want to mention this really fast. This is the Huda Beauty color corrector, just while we're talking about concealer. Again, with all the stuff I have tried, and you know, some things I like, some things I'm iffy about, this was one of those things that I was like, all right, this is no joke. A lot of stuff in this world is bullshit. This is not one of them. The best color corrector I've ever used, not even just from a formula standpoint, because it is really, really nice. All the color correctors I used to use were creams, and I feel like they can get a little heavy under the eyes as a result. The texture just doesn't always lend itself, not to mention the colors. The one I remember liking a lot that color wise is similar, not exact, but similar to this, used to be the Becca under eye brightening concealer thingy. It was slightly pink and it worked so well on me. Most of the time when you're buying under eye brighteners, they tend to lean a little bit more salmon, orange, tangerine-y, and I don't think that does anything for me. I mean, I think it will cancel color out, but it doesn't do anything for me. This makes me look like a brand new baby angel. Like, I love it. And these two together in particular, oh, don't even get the Huda Beauty Easy Bake powder going too. Like, you won't even know what to do with yourself. This is my dream, my under eye concealer dream. In fact, if you guys don't know this, if you haven't watched all my videos since I came back after having my son, I was struggling with my makeup game. Like, right when I started putting makeup on again, I was like, I look old. Everything is just laying horribly on me. I think it was a combination of my skin not being in a great place. Like I told you, it didn't get a lot of love and care while I was pregnant, but also the products that that I had just weren't working for me anymore. That can happen as you get older, your tastes change, your needs change, you just fall out of love with your old favorites. And when you find something after you feel like all hope is lost, like this, for my just changed my life. Two cheekies. This is the Patrick Ta Not Too Much blush. I debated putting this in the video because it's getting kind of long, but I do think, I don't know for sure, but I think this is limited edition. So this is fun. So I just wanted to let you guys know. I have bought maybe 5 or 6 of his blushes, and in general, lots of blush since I came back because blush is having such a moment. And it's not that I'm against it, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if I'm a blush girly the way everyone else is blush girlies. I can't not wear it, but the colors that I rant and rave about are not these like baby doll pinks it's a young woman's game, I think, because I love the ones that just give me color and look really neutral, but natural, but like a little flush, but not too red because I have redness on my cheeks. I'm persnickety. And this is, if I may submit to you, the best blush I've ever used. In fact, ever since I got it, which was what, 2-3 weeks ago, I haven't used anything else. You guys are probably gonna get bored seeing this. And like I said, I think it's limited edition. So I wanted to compel you, if you're on the fence about it, get it, you will like it. Especially, like I said, if you're not one of these, you know, Barbie pink, super bold blush girlies. No tea, no shade. I love you guys. But if you're not like me, you will love this. I've also bought a few highlighters since this whole makeup journey started. And highlighters to me are like I have to really concentrate to say this word, the jewelry. I say jury. I don't know. That's just the way it comes out of my mouth. It's the jewelry of your makeup look. Like just the finishing touch, like just a little sparkle, a little frosting. Because of that, I feel like they can kind of get redundant, especially if you buy a lot of them, which I did. But this is actually very special. This is actually worth all the hype. I didn't think it was gonna be, especially because I ordered the wrong one the first time and I was so underwhelmed. There's 2 different colors, I guess. This is the universal. I can't remember what the other one is called, but I didn't like it. I was like, this is stupid. Should I even get the other one? I did get it, and I'm glad I did. The first time I used this, I filmed a video. I can't remember which video it was, but I remember editing the footage afterwards and being like, what the again, I just fried all my skin off, so that could be part of it too. I literally have like brand new skin. But I do think it is also partly this. It's probably a little of everything. It's my supplement game, it's the bone broth, it's the skincare, it's the CO2, it's the journaling and the meditation, it's all the things. But I think it's also a little bit of this. If you've considered this and you think very similarly to the way that I think, which is like, if you have one highlighter, you have them all, you don't have this highlighter, baby. This is stunning. It literally creates almost like if you didn't know any better, you'd think someone airbrushed it onto your skin. It lays on the skin so beautiful, and it's so luminescent, but not chrome or like, you know when girls used to do look like they had little silver balls on their face? It's not like that. It's natural, but effective. Do you know what I mean? It looks expensive. It makes you look like you have Dior skin. I love this. It's so nice. I'm really glad that I took a chance and bought this one. Because like I said, the other one, I'll use it. I won't be happy about it, but I'll use it. Out of all the foundations I have bought recently, and that's a lot, it's down to this one and the Lady Gaga House Labs Triclone sexual skin situation that she made. I do love that foundation, but everyone talks about it, so I literally didn't feel like I could offer you anything new as far as my perspective on that. Just know I do love it. 10 out of 10. I was really surprised by how much I liked this one. I ended up buying it because Makeup by Spencer a while ago, I don't know if it was a reel or a video or what, but he talked about how much he loved this, and then Nikki La Rose made a video testing all the foundations in Sephora, I guess. And this was one of the ones she raved about. And I was like, let me see what this one's talking about. It is exactly as good as you could imagine. It's crazy. It's I'm at a loss for words. It's lightweight in that you will genuinely feel like, I think I put this on in a video. It just felt like I was rubbing a naked brush on my face. It feels like nothing. It's glowy, but the smallest amount will cover you know, from hips to tits. Like, it will cover everything. It's just, this will last you all year, I think, if you really wanted it to. I feel like you could shear this out enough for it to be kind of a daytime situation. You could build it up enough to do kind of a high glam, you know, nighttime camera ready situation. If I was a makeup artist, this would go on my kit. The only downside is the color selection is kind of a nightmare. I ordered mine online, and I think by the skin of my teeth, I got it right. Typically, I can look at shade descriptions and kind of look at the shades surrounding the one I'm interested in and figure out what I need. I'm almost always a light, medium, neutral, maybe neutral pink, but that's always where I fall. I barely got this right, and in person it's no better because they're just as kind of confusing. I don't feel like there's a huge, like, this shade and the one above it and one below it, there'll be almost no discernible difference. It can kind of be a nightmare, I'm not gonna lie. And almost always the shades you want are sold out anyway, right? So if you can find your shade, if you can figure this out, I think you will be very, very happy because it's worth the work. I cannot compare. Lady Gaga or the House Labs and this one are just, buy those two and I think it'll change your life. I'm serious. This is the LMNT, it spells element, the Element Electrolyte Drink Mix. I have this every morning before my coffee. Like I told you guys, I have this, my coffee, and something else. I drink a little bit of water before I wake up, not nearly as much as I should right when I wake up, but I think it's because it's just too much for me. But this helps. If you guys don't know anything about electrolytes and how helpful they are to your overall health, you should look into it. Essentially, your body does need electrolytes and salt to retain and for your body to kind of like use the hydration you put into it. You can drink all the water in the world, but if it cannot hydrate your cells, I am really trying to make myself sound like I know what I'm talking about, and I feel like I'm failing miserably. Look into it, you guys. I can tell a difference when I have these versus when I don't. Me and my husband have been drinking these for, I don't know, 3 months, and we're never gonna ever go without them again. I feel, honestly, like this kind of wakes me up more than my coffee does. Because I have it, and then it's like this huge surge of hydration. If you think about it, when you've been sleeping, you haven't had water in like 8 hours. I just feel so much more awake after I have it. It's bananas. Highly recommend you guys check out electrolytes. Make sure you don't get ones that have sugar in them. I accidentally bought some with sugar in them a while ago, and for a while I couldn't figure out why I felt like such shit every morning, and I was like, oh, it's because I'm drinking sugar right when I wake up. These don't have any sugar in them. They're incredible. Check them out. Remember how I told you guys I've been buying tons of makeup? I can't overstate the situation. It's intense. And I've learned through all that the new king of the lip game, without a doubt, is Makeup by Mario. I have bought so many. This isn't even all of it. There's so much more in front of me. So many of his lip products. They are all incredible. I don't even just mean from a formulation perspective, although that is very much so the case. The formulas are impeccable. They're the best. I'm trying to think who's better, and I can't think of anyone. The lip pencils, the lipsticks, and the lip glows are all I have tried so far, but I have not had a shred of disappointment with any of them. The lip pencils were kind of my gateway drug. I think Toasty is my favorite one so far. They're all so good. The way the pencil sharpens is incredible. I know that sounds small, but when you're trying to do your lip liner and you can't get it to do anything because the tip of your pencil is basically like a little round nub, so you can't draw anything on smoothly. It gets all gunky and chunky because you're having to go over your work a few times. I'm telling you, a good sharpener and a good sharpening pencil is a game changer when it comes to your lip liner. And Mario is nice enough to include a sharpener in your little kit when you buy this. So you just can't miss. You can't lose here. It's incredible. His liners, the colors are great. The undertones, I think, are what makes them exceptional, or at least the ones I've tried. I have a lot of lip liner. I've tried a lot of lip liner, but none of them are ever able to kind of make my lips stand out the way that these do. Because it's something about the undertone as it's compared to the undertone of the skin on my face. It doesn't blend in. They're not all like one flat kind of look. This just adds so much dimension. I feel like this is getting away from me. I'm trying so hard to explain what I mean. But if you try nothing else, try the lip liners. I do also love the lipsticks. I'm wearing Bronx Baby today. That's one of my favorites. But I also really love Southside. It's a super beautiful satin, opaque, everyday, perfect nude. And the moisture glows are really nice too. This to me is like, I don't know if it's meant to be his version of lip gloss, but essentially it is. I haven't tried his actual lip glosses yet. You'll have to let me know what you think. These are just like, these will make your lips look so juicy. In fact, when I'm not doing a whole lot of makeup, like I went to dinner last week with my family and I just put one of these all over my lips, no lip liner, no lipstick, and it gave me something. It was color, it was gloss, it was impact, it was beautiful. I told y'all I love Makeup by Mario, and I kid you not, I really, really do. Out of all the brands that I've tried, his feels the most consistent, and his is the one I currently own the most of. In fact, my daughter was like going through my little Sephora hauls as they were coming in, and she was like, "You really like this Mario guy?" Shall do. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. If I have any codes, I will leave them down below. I'm telling you, it's the best of the best. I could seriously make like 3 favorites videos right now. I have so many things I've been testing and loving, but this is the good stuff. So I hope you guys are having an amazing day. What are your current favorites? What are your glow up essentials? Share it all down below. Subscribe if you are new here. Thumbs up the video if you enjoy it, and I will catch you in the next one.